Hey everybody, I'm John. Welcome to another Destiny Doe Zone 1 Beer Club, and tonight we're going to be looking at something very, very special. It's a new beer that just came out, and I'm really excited to share it with you. Robin Smith, I got to give a shout out to for giving me this beer to do a review on. Let's take a look at what it is. MooseHead Radler. Awesome. Good stuff. Let's get a big pour down the middle. We're getting a pretty aggressive pour down the middle. It's got a big head on it. The carbonation just going wild on it. We're going to drink it out of the old, only in the Zone 1 glass tonight. It kind of reminds you, the color on this beer is kind of a typical shandy type beer. Or Radler type beer you get. I've watched a couple reviews on it because a couple of my friends have done reviews on this beer, and they're comparing it to the Line and Google grapefruit shandy. But from what I had last night and from what I'm tasting in it right now, I would more or less compare it to the Stiegl Radler, which comes in at 2.5%. I know this comes in at 4% ABV, which is a lot more than the Stiegl Radler, but I mean it's kind of got the same complexity of grapefruit that has in it, and with a little bit more oomph. I don't think this is going to be one of those beers that a lot of people is just going to go out there and buy off the shelf, unless you're people like me that enjoy beers like this. But I think this is just a tremendous beer. I think MooseHead done a real good job on their R&D on this beer. I don't think this is a beer that they just slapped out there and overnight. I think this is a beer that they've done some research and some development on, and really done a fantastic job, because this is definitely a step above, I think, the regular MooseHead and their old green bottle that they've put out for years. I've done a lot of reviews with other people on it as a group, and the regular MooseHead, and which I think is a good beer. I mean, it's been around for years, but I think I'm pretty excited that they definitely come out with something new to compete with the Radlers and the Shandies. I think it's good, but let's give it a smell test. I mean, what you get up front is that big grapefruit smell. Liking that, I know a lot of people's compared it to the Line and Kugel, but I'm gonna compare this to Stiegl Radler. I think it's got that same complexity of smell that has. I know it's only 2.5%. The Stiegl, this comes in at 4, but I think it's got that overwhelmingly crisp, clean smell that one has, and it's just a rock bottom freaking smell of grapefruit. It's got some gum flavors in it, but I think overall this here, coming in at 4% ABV over the 2.5. I mean, you're talking a couple percentages, but I mean it's on the same complexity as that beer. I think personally, and I don't think you're going to go wrong with that. But let's give it a taste test. But yeah, you get that grapefruit in it. You definitely get the big grapefruit. I know it's concentrated grapefruit in it, but it's got grapefruit concentrate. It's also got grape concentrate, and it's got some other gum figures added into it, and you can definitely taste those on the back side of your palate. But overall, I mean, I think it's a tremendous beer. I think MooseHead done a fantastic job of putting this beer out. I'd like to have seen a little bit more advertising on this beer. The only place I've really ever seen it was if people posted it, and very few people posted it on a lot of Facebook groups. I know they posted it on my group, the reviews. Rod J done it, and he done a really good review on it. But I mean, overall, I mean, this is just a fantastic beer, and I don't think you're ever going to go wrong if you're a Rattler guy or you're a Shandy guy, and you really enjoy the less expensive beers like I do at times, more times than none. But I mean, this is just a great beer. I mean, I really appreciate Robin giving me these beers to try. I'm definitely going to keep a couple cans because I think this is going to be a beer that's going to be around a while, and I hope the cans over the next couple years, if it stays out that long, changes so I can definitely put them in my collection because I got a pretty extensive can collection. But I mean, this is just a great beer. You're not going to go wrong with it. MooseHead Radler. If you've had the Stiegl Radler, you're definitely going to want to try the MooseHead Lager, or the MooseHead Radler, I'm sorry. But overall, I mean, if I was to give this a 1 out of 5, I think last night on Untapped I give it a 4.5, and that's a pretty high review. Overall, you can find this beer, get it. I think Robin got it at Evergreen Liquors in Louisville, Kentucky. If you can get it, find it, drink it, try it, tell me what you think. But overall, I hope I summed this up for you guys and girls, and I really appreciate you watching. Like I said, I'm John Sharon, Zone 1 Beer Club. Like it because it's good beer. Have a good one, guys.